Hello dear student, Assalamu alaikum. I'm Farzan Afuz from Rajgutara Model College. Hope all are you doing good and great at your home. For current situation you may feel bored for a long time, but now you have your all subject wise and chapter wise lecture from your teacher. So there is no chance to pass your time idly. If everything will come again inshallah normal, then you should not be far behind about your study. So today my lecture is basically for class 9 science group student and the subject is biology. For your midterm and half yearly examination we were not able to complete the chapter 8, which is excretory system. So as you know, this is online based lecture. So for your online based lecture I prepare your lesson in a presentation way. This lecture of chapter 8 will be in two parts inshallah. So part 1 is important to introduce you different terms and the information about this chapter. So let's start with the chapter 8. First part. As a starting, we will know about what is excretion, what is excretory system, what is the main function of excretory system, what are the components of structure of excretory system. According to the components of excretory system, we will learn about the kidney structure, functions and level diagram. In last one of this part will be structure and function of nephron with level diagram. So what is excretion? You already know that biological term came from different types of languages like Latin, Greek. The term excretion came from Latin excretio, which means to shift out or separate. What is basically excretion? Excretion is the process by which animals get rid themselves of waste products and the nitrogenous byproducts of metabolism. So after the digestion, there are some products produced inside our body which are not good or beneficial for ourselves, but it is basically harmful. So we should not keep them in our body. We must release them or remove them or must get rid themselves for our own betterment. These waste products are the nitrogenous products. What is nitrogenous products? Nitrogenous products are basically which products contain the nitrogen group. You know, N to N. There is the NH, NH2, NH3 or NH4 type of groups. Metabolism is a process involving a set of chemical reaction that modifies a molecule into another to essentially maintain the living state of a cell or an organism. To understand the excretion definition, you should know about what is metabolism. So metabolism basically a group of chemical reaction by which a molecule or a substance which transfer or converted into a form that can easily absorbed by our cell. Let's start the next point. What is excretory system? You know, system means a process or way which is going by rules and regulation, and also to assist these rules there needs some assistant. So if compare it with our excretory system, you can easily understand that we have some excretory organ which performs the process of excretion. So there are some rules. By the rules excretion is done, and some organs are assistant which assist this process. So excretory system is a system of an organism's body that performs the function of excretion. So what are the main functions of the excretory system? It assists to remove the poisonous product from the blood that maintains the physiological balance to keep us healthy, and also excessive water, salt and organic substances are excreted or expelled from the body. So you can easily say that by expelling, by removing those excessive and dangerous elements from our body, it helps to maintain blood and their physiological balance. Next, the structure of excretory system. What are the structure of excretory system? Basically, excretory system is made up of 4 structure. We have 2 kidneys, 2 ureter, a urinary bladder and the urethra. According to the picture, you can easily identify that these are the 2 kidneys, 2 ureter which comes from two kidneys, a urinary bladder, and the urethra, from where easily nitrogenous waste products can remove. So, as for the content, we now move into the structure of kidney. For better understanding, I divide the structure of kidney into two parts. One is external structure, another one is internal structure. So let's start with the external structure or external morphology of kidney. Main excretory part of human is kidney. Two kidneys lie at the back of the abdominal cavity. And this kidney is red brown in color and it is bean shaped. And there is an outer and inner side. And outer side is convex, inner side is concave. On the surface of concave with an indentation is called hilum. If you look at the picture, then you can see there is a red color artery and blue color vein. You already know that in biology the important organ has its own term. Like we know the liver, which is, we can say, hepatic organ, and heart, we always say the cardiac. There is a cardiac cycle, there is a cardiac arrest. This we use the heart term is cardiac. And already you know that bile, we use the pancreas. So these are the biological term for the organ. For kidney, it is an important organ. So it has its own name, like it is called renal. So whenever we say there is an artery which is basically for kidney, we say it is a renal artery. There is a vein which is basically for kidney, which is called renal vein. So important organ has its own vein, own artery, own thing, and the name of those things according to their biological term. So there is a red color artery which is basically for kidney and it is called renal artery. And there is the vein which is for kidney is called renal vein. And for kidney, all the parts for kidney, you can see next that their term like renal pelvis, renal cortex, renal medulla, renal artery vein. So all of the term are used with the name of kidney, like renal. We does not say kidney artery, kidney vein. We say the renal artery, renal vein. So what is the concave and convex shape? We already told you that the outer surface of kidney is convex, and inner side which is concave. On the portion of concave, there is a point where ureter and renal vein comes out from the kidney. They are coming out from the kidney through a point, and in the meantime renal artery which enter into the kidney at the same point, through the same point. So this point is called hilum. So hilum is an indentation of the concave surface where renal artery enter into the kidney, from where renal vein ureter comes out from the kidney. So if I compare with a jar, then jar has a lid, right? A jar which we can open by opening of the lid and close by closing the lid. So lid, if we open, there is a opening area which is basically hilum. Through this area we can take something or put something into the jar. So this main opening area is the important portion to taking out something or put into the something. So hilum is the portion of kidney from where renal artery enters into the kidney and renal vein and ureter comes out from the kidney. There are two ureters arise from each kidney and going downward to open into the urinary bladder. Ureter basically a pipe or canal which passes the urine or excretory product from kidney into the urinary bladder. Funnel shaped extended part of the ureter where it receives urine drained from the kidney. If you look at the picture, then you can see easily there is a renal artery which supplies oxygenated blood to the kidney, and renal vein returns deoxygenated blood from the kidney to the heart. Urine from each kidney passes through the ureter to the urinary bladder. Next, let's move into the internal morphology of kidney. So each kidney is enclosed with a special fibrous membrane called renal capsule. The kidney has its own covering, which is a capsule-like covering, that is called renal capsule, and it is made up of special fibrous membrane. In longitudinal section, each kidney shows two regions. One is cortex, another one is medulla. In the cortex, you can see there is a light coloration, which is a cortex portion, and there is a pyramidal shape of some pyramid, which is medulla portion. So medulla portion contains pyramid-like structure, and these region, this cortex and medulla region, are composed of connective tissues and blood vessels. Medulla portion has 8 to 12 renal pyramid, and this pyramid has its own apex. Like you see the picture, then they have their own apex. They have the ending point. These apex are called papilla, renal papilla. Right, renal papilla, and these papilla are unite a portion or space which is called renal pelvis, and this renal pelvis opens into the ureter. Okay, this portion is opens into the ureter. Each kidney contains a particular type of tubules. These are called uriniferous tubule. Each uriniferous tubule has two parts, such as nephron and collecting tubule. Basically, uriniferous tubules is the portion that kidney has lots of pipe-like structure, canal-like or tube-like structure, tubules-like structure. So those are structures accordingly called uriniferous tubules. For kidney, it has two portions, two tubules portion. One is nephron, another one is collecting tubule. So for your better understanding, I want to give a comparison example to understand the external and internal morphology of kidney. This example is one type of lucrative example, but I want to give that one. It will help to memorize kidney structure. Like you know KitKat. Whenever you look at the red color paper of KitKat outer portion, you can easily identify it is KitKat. So this red color portion is the kidney. We just compare that KitKat is the kidney. Okay, now then it is a red covering. So we already know kidney has a red brown color and bean shaped. And if you remove this red color, you have another covering which is foil paper, right? Ash color. Okay, so this ash color portion is the renal capsule. We already told about it. It is a fibrous membrane. So this foil portion is renal capsule. If you remove this renal capsule, or if you remove this foil paper, you can have the KitKat. Accordingly, if we remove the renal capsule, we can see the cortex and medulla portion. There is a chocolate layer which is a thin, that is cortex. After that, we have a wafer layer, right? So that portion is medulla. I know all of you are hungry for the KitKat, but sorry for that. I just want to memorize easily. You can, if you understand this portion, then you can easily memorize all of the portion of kidney. So let's move to see a schematic chart for internal structure of kidney. Kidney we already told about that kidney has two parts, outer cortex, inner medulla. So outer cortex is reddish color with a smooth texture and associated with blood supplies. And inner medulla has 8 to 12 renal pyramid, which is very important for MCQ. Like how many renal pyramid present in kidney, or how many renal pyramid is present in medulla. And apex of each pyramid is called renal papilla. This papilla projects into ureter. So what are the functions of kidney? The first and foremost function is eliminating nitrogenous waste products or toxin products from the body. Like we know, normal adult expels almost 1500 ml urine daily, and this urine contains nitrogenous waste products such as urea, uric acid, ammonia, creatinine. and so these products should be removed or expelled from our body, and the main function of kidney is removing those products. Next one is kidney maintains the balance of mineral salts like sodium chloride, potassium chloride, etc. And it also controls blood pressure by regulation of extracellular fluid volume of blood. We know blood has two parts. One is blood plasma, another one is blood corpuscles. So blood plasma basically watery portion. And maintaining this watery portion, it can help to control blood pressure. Next one is it maintains the balance of water, acid, base, basically pH balance of blood. It plays an important role in production of hormone. Next point is structure of nephron. The structural and functional unit and excretory part of kidney is nephron. Each human kidney contains about 1 million to 1.2 million nephron, and each nephron is composed of two parts. One is renal corpuscle or Malpighian body, another one is renal tubule. You see there is a pipe-like structure or canal which is called afferent arteriole, and there is another one part which is called efferent arteriole. These are portion of artery, and they are make some kinds of knots or capillaries. They divided into the different types of different parts of capillaries, and this portion is called the glomerulus, and it is Bowman's capsule. So renal corpuscles has two parts. One is glomerulus, another one is Bowman's capsule. After the Bowman's capsule, there are some tubule-like structure which is called proximal convoluted tubule, and there is a loop-like structure which is called loop of Henle. Another one is distal convoluted tubule. It is just the ending of the nephron. After the distal convoluted tubule, it joins with the collecting duct. The collecting duct collects the urine and it sent to the ureter. So what are the different parts of nephron? If you can see that there are renal corpuscles or Malpighian body, another one is renal tubule. According to the Malpighian body division, the glomerulus is a small cluster of blood vessels. Afferent arterioles enters the capsule and breaks into about 50 capillaries, which is very important for MCQ. So these capillaries present in the glomerulus. Glomerulus acts as a filter and produces filtrate from the blood. So there are portion where blood comes and it filtrated. This is the glomerulus. This liquid filtrate is called ultrafiltrate. This is called ultrafiltrate. We know about the filtration process that we have the water filter, right? So we put the water which we need a filtration, and it step by step occur. So glomerulus is the ultrafiltration process where some liquid filtrate which is called ultrafiltrate. According to the Bowman's capsule, this is a cup-shaped capsule. It encloses the glomerulus. It covers the glomerulus. Each capsule is composed of two epithelial layers. So Bowman's capsule has two layers, which is epithelial tissue. Almost 50 capillaries which present in the glomerulus divided again and form a mass of fine capillaries. These capillaries unite together and form efferent arteriole to leave the Bowman's capsule. So all type of capillaries, afferent and efferent, and the afferent arterioles and efferent arterioles are made into the glomerulus and they leave in from the Bowman's capsule. On the side, renal tubule, proximal convoluted tubule, which is called PCT, loop of Henle. It has two loop. One is ascending loop, another one is descending loop, and distal convoluted tubule, which is called DCT. You can see the picture that this portion present in the cortex area and this portion is present in the medulla area. You already know that cortex is the part of or region of kidney, and medulla is the region of kidney. So in the cortex portion, nephron present in the cortex portion, like there is a Bowman's capsule, glomerulus, proximal and distal convoluted tubule. These portions present in the cortex region, and basically loop of Henle and collecting tubules like portion present in the medulla. And you can see afferent arteriole. It enters into the glomerulus and divided into the 50 capillaries, and it again leaves from the Bowman's capsule like efferent arteriole. And there is the convoluted tubule, which is proximal tubule, and this is the narrow-like structure, which is loop of Henle. After that, it produces the distal convoluted tubule, and it enter into the collecting duct, which enter into the renal pelvis. We already told that Bowman's capsule has 2 layers of epithelial tissue. So this is the 2 layer of epithelial tissue, and there is some spaces which is called lumen of Bowman's capsules, and it is the afferent arteriole, it is the efferent arteriole. In the diagram of kidney, it is shown 2 region, one is cortex, another one is medulla region, and this portion shown 2 nephron for better understanding, like this is a one nephron and this is the another nephron, and you can see the Bowman's and corpuscles, Bowman's and renal corpuscles portion, proximal convoluted tubule and distal convoluted tubule. These portion present in the cortex region, right? Okay, and the loop of Henle and collecting duct portion present in the medullary region. You can see very easily, and all of the collecting duct enter into the renal papilla, which is the apex of the pyramid, renal pyramid, and papilla enter into the pelvis, and pelvis open into the ureter. So what is the function of nephron? Basically, nephron has different types of function which is similar to the kidney, because it is the part of the kidney, so they are similar type of function. But if we want to say more accurately, then we can say one is glomerular filtration. Glomerular filtration basically generates the glomerular filter composed of water, ions and small molecules. And tubular reabsorption, that means after the filtration there are need to again absorption portion, because there are some ions which may be need for our health. These ions are going to reabsorb again. So this portion is occurring into the convoluted tubule portion, like proximal convoluted tubule. Reabsorbed sodium, chloride, potassium, water, glucose, amino acids, bicarbonate, calcium and phosphate. And it also secretes ammonium and creatinine also. And loop of Henle is basically for reabsorption of water. Okay, reabsorption sodium and chloride, it's only for the reabsorption of ammonia, sodium, chloride, water. These are the ions and water portion. Tubular secretion is like secretion of ammonia and creatinine, and formation of new substances. By absorbing the ions, it forms a new substances which helps for our body. And last one is the urine formation. You can see the reabsorbed sodium, chloride and water secretes ammonia, hydrogen ions and potassium. It produces urine which collect into the collecting duct. So this is all about the part 1. In the part 2 you will get the another points which are basically disease related points of kidney. So we will discuss later. Thank you all.